Hey guys, Dan here, and just came back from a successful mid-December hunt. I figured I'd do a follow-up with my other one that had the day hunt pack list, why I overpack, but I wanted to highlight the things that I actually wore. Key background is that this hunt is mid-December in Alberta, which is normally negative 20 Celsius plus wind. This time we were sitting probably max 5 or 6 plus wind. Wasn't as cold as it usually was, and there was definitely not snow on the ground. So it did change the way I personally dressed. However, it didn't change the stuff I carried in my pack, which you can find out in that video there. So I'm going to start right at the base. Underwear, merino type, Stone Glacier. Man, these things are awesome. I'm not a large gentleman by any means. However, they have enough room for myself compared to other underwear that doesn't. Next up, First Lite. This is the Fuse 150. Wick Ultralight 150. And this has been a go-to base layer of mine. Even in my 11-day mountain hunt, I wore this as the absolute base. The hood inside of it was great. I was hitting plus 20s and 30s that time, but it did exactly what it should, and I just roll up my sleeves if need be. Next, because it was starting a little colder, this is the Fuse 200 merino wool from First Lite, and I just love it. I definitely want to upgrade this one. If they have one, I want to get a hood, or at least I want to get something in the same thickness for a hood. Again, I'm going more hood and less toques. Next, Stone Glacier socks, merino wool. They came as a 3-pack gift last Christmas when you bought a certain amount of money there, and you know what? I love them. They're starting to come apart a little bit after a year of use. However, I do abuse my kit. Next up, let's go to the pant. This is the de Havilland pant. I'm going to do a full review on it later compared to the de Havilland Lite that I normally run. But being as thick as it is, definitely was a great pant to have out there on this hunt, especially when I linked it in with the M7. So the M7 with its added fleece lining there, it worked. It did exactly what I wanted, and it definitely is going to replace my mid-season kit for up in the day hunts and things like that in Alberta. The best thing is paired together, these zippers just dump the heat, and they definitely kept my butt dry when it came to the frozen ground and it thawing. That was kind of an issue whenever I'd hike and then glass for a bit, but that paired with the jacket meant that this setup in itself definitely my go-to. Some of the outer layer that I'd have to wear on top of it is hunter orange. So unlike most other Alberta hunts here, this was a special one that required hunter orange. So I pulled out the old-fashioned stuff from my days in Ontario, and that's what I ran. So now let's go down to footwear. Boots. I used the Crispy Brick Soles. Great boot, honestly. Needs a little bit more brinking in than the Summits that I use. However, thick leather, I definitely got to get them conditioned now after the full years using them. A little bit heavier than the Summits. You can definitely feel it between the two, but definitely a mid-season boot to go to. Gaiters. I know a lot of deer hunters because I already had a couple guys comment to me in regards to a post I made somewhere else. Yes, gaiters can end up being a lot of noise. I got used to wearing gaiters. It allows me to control my pants and my other rain gear. I strap it down, strap it tight to my leg. I can control my foot movement, things like that, but loose, baggy clothing, I can't. I like having that nice and tight. Plus, the Stone Glacier gaiter itself is the same material that their rain gear is made out of, so you're about equal when it comes to noise levels when you're just wearing an M7 pant or any type of rain gear. So it's a little louder getting closer to the boot, but I'm not as concerned about that. Next, obviously this went with me everywhere, but so I'm considering I wore it. It's a Stone Glacier vinyl harness. On it I had my Garmin, I had my spoon. It's Spork, I have my Kestrel, I have my Vortex Fury HDs. I'm going to do a follow-up review on those ones, but I'm happy with it as a bino harness, but I think there's something better, and it might be the Army guy in me, where I like to have everything in my kit up front. So I don't know, just might need a little bit more, and that just means more ounces is pounds. And then I wore my Leopold sunglasses because it is extremely sunny. Now, I'll even highlight too, when it comes to it, I did use the First Lite gloves here, leather backed. I didn't need anything more. I know a lot of people comment on my last video in regards to the Heat 3s. I didn't even pull them out. So that's pretty much it though. I wore this for those temperatures, and I was successful, and it worked. So I'll try and put together a kit list, put it in the description, and if you have any comments, questions, feel free to shout them out in the comments.